he said you need to give a keynote, and I said no, keynote, some ribbon cutting, etc. is there. I'm only good for those kind of things. And then he proposed a very difficult topic, thinking that other things will be more difficult to me, like biophilic design and all. But now I'm feeling the topic he has given me, which is natural intelligence in the age of AI. That's a very very tough one. So, but I'll probably say one sentence about it. Okay, but that can come at the end. To start with, let me first, of course, formally greet our chief guest, Dr. Bharati. In fact, we didn't know that he has PhD, so we wrote Sri. But now it's Dr. Sri now. Yeah, Dr. Sri, Professor Banerjee, Professor Pathak, Professor Ghosh, Dr. Chakraborty, Saurabh, and all other people from IIT Kharagpur, TCS, and other organizations. So I'm very happy to come to this program. In fact, this is the first formal program I am attending in IIT Kharagpur Rajarhat Research Park. While being associated from the almost 2020, during the COVID period, I was appointed the professor in charge, and at the time building was mostly up, but lots of things needing attention. So during the COVID, through online meetings, etc., I tried to push, and even TCS was pushing me because they wanted to move in. So fortunately things happened, though it took time, and then I became deputy director, again partially taking care, and then now it's a very very unusual position, because I'm not supposed to be the director of IIT Kharagpur, but by some stroke of luck or whatever you may say, I am holding a temporary charge. But that makes the pleasure even more, because it's an unexpected thing, and I'm very happy to see that things have happened and things are moving in the right direction. And in fact, Professor Ghosh, I saw Professor Ghosh's name and I was not able to find him anywhere. I thought he must become very old, and then later on, after a lot of effort, I could recognize Professor Ghosh, whose age has come down by 10 years probably from the time he retired. Yeah, and let me tell you that we knew about Professor Ghosh's innovations, especially the vermicompost and tea. In fact, one of my close relatives was his student, so he was involved during the tea initial projects and bringing tea from Assam and all that. So we used to know, but I think I understood that he's a successful researcher when we knew that his vermicompost things are getting stolen from his laboratory. Of course, it was a field, and whoever was possible, they used to come for morning walk, will bring one bucket and carry one thing. And of course, sometimes Professor Ghosh used to be there, and he didn't mind. Sometimes the students used to be there, sometimes nobody used to be there. The people used to try and just bring a bucket anyway and take it without asking. So I am very happy to see that that's not getting scaled up, and that is the main difference between laboratory development. And Professor Banerjee also pointed out laboratory scale, pilot scale, then commercial scale. So I'll be very happy if that happens to really grow on a commercial scale. Then whatever loss you had due to the stealing, you will be compensated for that. And so that's very good. And so in fact, some of the I heard some of the kind of wishes like which did not get fulfilled in terms of technocrats being not able to deliver fully. But we have realized that, and one of the purpose of this research park is to bridge that gap, right? So IIT Kharagpur professors will always work in their labs. We can't expect them to, maybe one of them will also, a few of them will also be entrepreneurs, but not all of them will be. So we have to make sure that there is enough, hand holding, and then taking of those technologies and then going into the market. And Kharagpur being away from the metro was always a deterrent, and that is why we thought of doing it in Calcutta. And now that it is happening, I think we have to just accelerate the process. And now we have Dr. Bharati telling us so many opportunities, so many things which are, so many gaps. And it is for IIT faculty to start exploring how to bridge those gaps. But I request Professor Pathak to have more and more such events on very specific topics where focused people will come, and then they will they'll talk about that. Now coming to I'll not still come to that topic, my keynote topic. So, but let me connect that with what Dr. Chakraborty was telling. So unfortunately, I could not hear some of the other speakers, like Professor Banerjee, but I know what Professor Banerjee, her capability and heard so many things. So I hope I've understood what she would have probably said. But I would like to say something very simple, and which is again taking the cue from Dr. Chakraborty, is that you have to know yourself. There is no alternative for us rather than knowing ourselves, our body and our mind. And it's not a very easy thing. But I think in our education system we are missing that. We are always trying to learn external things, not whatever is inside us. But I think that's most important, and often we do not know, what makes us happy, what makes us sad, what makes us hungry, what makes us overfull, and our body signals. And as we grow older, earlier at younger age I used to really eat in the evening dinner. I used to eat up to this, and they used to feel bad. And after a few days, a few years, I will say, I understood, and this is not the thing. I should really stop before it becomes that high. So we must, and with that, so many issues got resolved. And even now, I think whenever I just, I'm pushed to eat too many things, so I now take precautions before going to sleep. So like, having some kind of a carmozyme or something, so that I don't have that acid reflux. So you have to know your body and make sure and a stitch in time saves 9. So if you can treat yourself with a small totka in Bengali, Hindi maybe totka, very good. Yeah, I am learning Hindi by the way by going to Banaras, and if you want I can speak in Hindi continuously. There is. Yeah, naturally I am learning from the real Hindi speaking people. Yeah, so even here I used to learn from those who know Hindi for some reason. I just think if I meet a person, Hindi speaking person, let me talk in Hindi, kuch to seekhenge. So that way I think it worked. So that is a very nice thought, and I think we must, in fact, one of the recent, tragedies in our campus, student suicide. The more and more I'm thinking, it is again, it's a more of not knowing yourself, not having those life skills, and knowing something that this is a temporary thing, it will pass. And things are, future opportunities are much bigger than these temporary setbacks. So we have to somehow tell them, in fact, starting from the school level. So knowing oneself, and this natural intelligence is always going to go ahead of the AI, artificial intelligence. That is my one-line keynote, Professor Pathak, I'm delivering. AI is always going to catch up with natural intelligence. It's never going to catch up. So let us not be afraid of AI. Let us utilize AI as a tool. And in fact, interestingly, recently I was in some students event, and students did some AI-based system. So I asked them, in what way, which one is more powerful? You tell me. AI is more powerful or natural intelligence is more powerful? So they started, thinking, and we started. It's a difficult question anyway. So I think the bottom line somehow came out through this discussion is that, look, if I take a car, like we did from Kharagpur, in about 3 hours we reached from Kharagpur to Kolkata. Now we can also do it by by walking. Maybe it will take 2 days. So it's a tool. Car is a tool which we use, and if we are driving the car, we are in the right position. So if we have the AI, we should still be in control of that. As long as we can be in control of that, and there may be some accidents may happen. So that was a very interesting, very sublime thought that got discussed, and I learned from the way students were thinking. Right. So in fact, I told them, gave them some hint, and they came up with this answer that AI is not more powerful than the natural intelligence. So it's good that I did that debate. So now I have your answer. So natural intelligence is. So I give a concluding remark on that. Yeah, sure.
I got a patient. That child was around 5 years old. Recurrent pain abdomen. Lots of tests has been done. So I thought, what's the matter? And no one got anything in that, and they came to us. So then I talked to the parents. There was some problem with the father and mother. So the anxiety, it goes to the baby's brain, and we have got a gut-brain axis, you know. So he or the child is also getting disturbed with that, and gut is responding to that, and it's pain abdomen. So none of the tests actually proved. So here many of doctors say, you know, AI is coming. I said nothing doing, because when we see, you know, we see and treat body, mind and soul. We have to treat three things. We cannot simply treat the body. You have to reach the mind and soul, and for us, for pediatrics, I have to read the parents, the atmosphere in which he is being born, brought up, and then I put it in the baby's complaint, and then I can take out that what's the problem with the baby. So this is what happened in
No,
me
that's
recently.
very interesting. In fact, no, let me just quickly point to one thing. In fact, I think we all make mistakes. Actually, knowing our bodies, why it is even more important. Even when we go to a doctor, we should be able to tell them what needs to be told.
Yeah.
We should not miss the important things, and otherwise doctor will get distracted and go into wrong
In
tracks.
pediatrics, you know, usually what happens? Doctor, बहुत बुखार है. You don't say बहुत बुखार है. You tell this is the fever. Until you tell the fever, it may be बहुत for you, it may not be बहुत for the child or for the doctor. So, 104 fever, what should I do? Is the child playing after the fever comes on? Yes, doctor. Is the child urinating? Is taking enough of fluid? Don't worry, whether it is dengue positive, dengue negative. Child is able to fight because this fever is required to kill the germ.
Yes.
So when it comes down, he is playing. So his brain is working. If he is urinating, his heart is working, pumping, this circulatory system is okay, and his kidney is working, and since crying, his lungs is working. So don't worry. So this is how we have to transfer the message that parents want, I don't some. So I said, don't worry. This is how the battery is being charged. Body's immunity is being charged by this. So that is how we have to observe the whole thing.
Yeah, Professor Ghosh, you wanted to say something. Yeah. Mike, lijiye. Mike, take the mic.
London.
Huh.
I got a book, How to Live 120 Years.
I saw some ad like that, but I'm not going to read that. Yeah, so actually, so let me come back. Let me come to the actual conclusion, which is again, starts from that, and something to do with some spirituality and all these Kriya Yoga and all that, Karma Yoga and Kriya Yoga. So in fact, one of the Kriya Yogi gurus, so I'm not into any kind of, practices, but he was giving a lecture. He came to IIT Kharagpur campus and was said that if you sing, then you are practicing most of the things which we tell you to do. So I found that's the easy way out.
Yeah.
Why do all these things? Let me sing. So with that, I started, especially during the COVID period, and into an alignment with the topic of knowing yourself. Let me paraphrase one of Tagore's songs, which used to say which says that Tumi mor paunai porichoy. So let me just say that. So let me put it another way. Then in fact, I myself haven't got my own porichoy. So Ami mor painai porichoy. Ami mor painai porichoy. Thank you.